What's up, everybody? So we're hoping to do more live streams, but welcome to the live stream. Today we're going to talk about safety gear. Those of you who are tuning in, please chime in. We're talking about electric unicycles. That's what it's about, electric unicycles. And first and foremost, welcome. All right, let's make this happen. So today what we have is some special guests. We're gonna start with UStride. UStride from Boston. Those of you who follow EUC channels, you guys know who he is. We're gonna pull him in now. What's up, man? So we're talking EUCs and we're talking safety gear. And we're talking about a whole lot of things that have happened to a lot of people recently. And to do this, what we want to do is we'll start with you. How long you been riding? 3.5 years. How many wheels have you had? Whoa, he got a handful, y'all. He got a handful. So 5 wheel. All right. Well, definitely. Well, I've only been riding for a year, and I know that it took me like that quick to be hooked. All it took was me seeing somebody on the wheel to get hooked and want to jump on it. Did it happen the same way for you? Yeah. Okay. You're not alone, brother. You're not alone. we all go through that. That's for sure. Yeah. Was it the student or was it the teacher? I don't know. Well, the same thing happened to me. I was out taking photos in the woods with a new camera, and I'm testing it out, and these two dudes drive by me in the woods. I'm like, what the hell is that? And it didn't take long. I was like, that was it. I said, whatever that is, I want to ride it. So it was about a week and a half later, I had my first EUC. And I had the V8, the InMotion V8, and I was in love with it until I tried to keep up with the rest of them. And then I realized, yeah, my V8 was not going anywhere. So then I bought a Tesla, and we both know, we both love the Tesla. Yeah, yeah, I had a lot of torque, and I would still have my Tesla, but unfortunately for me, I bought my Tesla used, and I couldn't tell what the issue. There were some issues with it, and I couldn't figure it out. And instead of sending it, it was bucking. It would start bucking. Yeah, but oh, see. And what I was doing was I would open it up and tighten it up, and then it wouldn't do it for a little while, but then it would do it again. And the only way to fix it, Jason at E Wheels, Jason told me, "Hey, send it. If you send it over, then we'll fix it." But it was like $300 to send it and fix it, and I was like, "Oh no, 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 no." I was like, I bought it used. I don't know if this is like, gonna be the wheel for me. I'd rather go new. So then I bought the 16X, and I've been in love ever since. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. 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 That's exactly what it was doing. Well, the thing for me was I paid so much for it that it wasn't worth it for me. So then I sold it, and I told the guy that it was. I said it's having some problems, but he's a lot lighter than me. I said you may not have any issues at all. You may not even notice it. Excuse me. And I figured he bought it for a lot less than I did. So if he was gonna get it fixed, he could send it out, and it still would be worth it to him. But and then not that long ago he reached out and said he was having issues still, and then he was upset and he didn't know what to do. I told him what to do, but it was weird because going from the V8 to the Tesla was like, whoa, what was this? Is night and day. And then going to the 16X, the torque monster, I was like, okay, it takes off fast. It's just it doesn't have the top end speed of the MSX and other wheels like that, or the Nikola 100 volt, but that bad boy has torque, that's for sure. So at any rate, so that's us. I'm gonna add in another guest here. We got Ashley, aka Showtime, on the line also. What's up, Ash? We got her on the line. Hold on. Let me pull her up. There's her little title there. So, those of you listening in, again, we're all EUC riders. If you're from the EUC community, then you know UStride. If you're watching videos, if you're one of the few people that watch my videos, then you'll know Showtime over here, because she's always rocking the red and black, and I'm always in the green and black, riding around. What was the video? The Power Rangers. Oh, okay. Hold on. Let's see. Tell them now. Ask them now. Can they hear the audio now?
Can you hear us now in the audience? We're talking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so he says, yeah, you can hear now.
Awesome.
Okay.
That's bad.
Okay, there we go. What's up? Oh, there's Electric Aesthetic, or Eclectic Aesthetic. That's Anthony. We got to bring Anthony in too. Anthony, for those of you who don't know, that's my boy Ant, who fell off his wheel recently, and he was he has some injuries, but we gotta pull him in too. Hold on, give us a second. Let's give him a call and see if we can get him on the line, because he definitely has some stuff to say to add to what we were talking about. Let me see if we can add him in. Give him a minute. But yeah. So Ash, let me ask you. I know the answers, but maybe they don't. So you guys that were listening and you didn't hear what Jediah said in regards to how long he's been riding. Matter of fact, if you want to recap that, Jediah, because I don't think they heard all the stuff we were talking about. So how you
Sure.
started.
So I'll make it short. I've been
Yep.
riding for almost 4 years now. I've had several wheels. I started with the V5, then the V5F, then the Tesla, then the MSX 84 volt, 1600 watt hour, and now the MS Pro. Um, the Tesla still has a little issue right now with it. It bucks a little, but I still ride it like it doesn't have it, because it's such a brutal wheel. But yeah, and how did I start riding? I was on YouTube one night, and YouTube pushed a notification, like a suggestion of a video, and I saw this guy riding a tiny, tiny wheel, which I think was the V5, in the woods. And I was about to go to bed, and I couldn't go to bed. So I watched that video all night, and then the next week I ended up getting the wheel. So
Okay. So I'm gonna try and pull up some comments here. As you can see, I can pull comments up on the screen. I see two slices here. What's up, man? John McCall. I don't know. I'm not sure. Okay, that's who was testing it. Thanks a lot, man. He was telling us about the audio. We appreciate that. because we didn't know. I definitely didn't know we couldn't hear it. This live streaming is definitely different than I thought. It's not as simple 1, 2, 3. But I'm definitely loving it. I'm still trying to get Anthony on the line over here. John Michael. Okay. John Michael, got you. Yeah, you get another feature up there. There you go. We got you. All right. So, oh, there we go. Is that? I think that's me trying to get a hold of Anthony on the other line, Eclectic Aesthetic. Trying to pull him in. John Michael. No, you're the best, man. Appreciate you listening in. John Michael, do you ride in EUC? That's the question right now. Do you ride in EUC? Give him a minute to answer.
Do you hear this background noise?
Yeah, yep. What is that? Is that you?
It's not an EUC, no.
Oh, is that me? Can y'all hear me?
Oh, we can hear you. Yeah. I'm like, why is it?
I can't see me.
No, your camera. I think you got to turn on your camera.
Yeah, the camera on.
How?
You have to press the camera on.
If you touch the screen, there should be a camera icon at the bottom. There he is. Oh, you outside. No wonder. I'm like, what is going on? Hold on. Let me see if I can pull him out.
Drive-by.
They got dirt bikes over here.
Oh. We heard all that. Okay. There you go. What's up, man?
Nothing much.
Happy recovery.
So like I said to you guys before, Eclectic Aesthetic is the guy who I did the last video about, who crashed without his safety gear, and he suffered some pretty extensive injuries to his face, and he's had his first surgery, right?
Yeah. I had my first surgery last week, and I have to wait a couple of months to get my second one.
Awesome.
So that's really good, man. We're glad that it's going well for you, because obviously it could have been a lot worse.
Yeah. Oh yes, definitely.
Right. I was talking to him earlier, and I was trying to just pointing out that honestly, as much damage as he got on his face, he could have died. And it seems crazy that such extensive injuries can happen from what we consider so much fun, but it's possible. And how can that happen? When you're not wearing safety gear. I bet you Anthony right now is the number one guy to tell you safety gear, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I just going around the block, just like a 5-minute. I was just riding all day long. I had like some gear on, and I took it off. And I was like, just going to ride around the block. And then that's when the accident happened.
So,
yeah, that's sad.
And that's exactly what they said.
Road and ice and snow and everything. And never had no fall like that. And then just a regular day.
Yeah. And it looked like you were, like I said in the video, it seems, hold on. Troy Phoenix from the UK. What's up, Troy? glad you chiming in. So excuse me. We were talking about it, how we had terrible weather, and then the minute we get some nice weather, what happens? We run out and we start trying to ride. And when we do that, that's exactly when things happen, and that's the unfortunate part. But we can mitigate that by wearing our safety gear at all times. And honestly, that's the whole reason why I'm doing all this, is because I wanted to talk about safety gear. I wanted to make sure that everybody is wearing their safety gear, everybody who's riding, because no matter how nice the day is, what's up, Miguel? My boy Miguel's on. No matter how nice the day is, it ain't worth it to ride without your safety gear. You have to have your safety gear on. So John Michael says, hold on, let me pull his up. Safety gear is the most important thing with any extreme sport. EUC riding is definitely an extreme sport. No doubt. No doubt.
Definitely.
So, Anthony, what about your riding? How long you been riding?
I've been riding for about a year and a half. I started last October and rode pretty much every day since.
Okay. And how many wheels have you had?
Just the Z10, and I got like over 6,000 miles on that.
Wow. That's amazing.
1,000 miles on his Z10.
Screwed up.
Yeah.
What'd you say, Ash?
I think his timeline screwed up because he said he got it last October. We rode all summer, so he's talking about the October.
No. October
Yeah.
before that.
Before that.
Yeah,
Almost
Yeah.
riding like 2 years, right?
Yeah. That's what he said.
a year, probably about a year and a half now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Miguel says, yeah, you got to wear that safety gear. It's most important. Tell all my kids that I even do it myself, even wear a seatbelt in the car, in the truck. You got to. Safety. That's what this is all about right here. Safety. We want to blow the safety horn. Hold on. We got to blow the safety horn. It's definitely important for us to wear our gear. So, anybody out there, Troy Phoenix, words of wisdom. I like that. Troy, what are you riding? Tell us what you're riding and how long you've been riding. John Michael, if you're riding, tell us what you've been riding and how long you've been riding. Two Slice, I don't know if you're a rider or not. Let us know. Oh, wait. He said, I'm the only one in Broward County with an MSX 84 volt. Okay. I didn't see that. I got you. And John Michael said he ordered the which one? The Gateway Pro? I'm not sure which one.
That way. He's probably talking about the
MSX, the MS Pro. I think that's what you're talking about.
I would assume.
Yeah, the MS Pro is let's ask Jediah. How's the MS Pro?
How's the MS Pro? I mean, that's a loaded question. It's open ended, right? So I mean, the MS Pro is awesome. What I like about it, like I said, is how smooth it is. The motor is very, very smooth. So
Awesome.
you definitely feel the torque. So if when you were in your Tesla, or let's just say the 84 volt, you get to 30 miles an hour. If it took you 5 seconds to get there, on the MS Pro, it feels like it takes you 2 seconds. Like, it's really, really fast. And yeah, and what I really like about it is the different modes. So every wheel, I guess, they have the soft, medium, and hard mode.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And because the motor is so strong, there's way more play even in the hard mode. Like, it's just amazing. You feel a lot safer with that wheel. But the one thing I didn't like about it in the beginning is how thick it was.
Oh,
But
yeah.
I think it's definitely thick. You'll feel it right away, but eventually it's something you're gonna have to get used to with more riding. Because I just went out for a ride with it today, and it's great. You know what I mean? So it's just more. You just have to ride with it more and more. I rode it today, and then I took the 84 volt and ran out with that. And the 84 volts, you can definitely feel the lack of torque if you're in medium or soft mode. But if you're in the hard mode, you'll find it's similar to the MS Pro. But yeah, the torque is intense, man. I love that wheel.
So, honestly, now I noticed you said it's a loaded question, but I'm gonna ask it. Which wheel do you prefer?
Right now, like at this very moment, I mean,
Got him. Go ahead. Tell the truth, because I can hear it in your comments. Talk to me.
No, because it really depends, right? So for range, I absolutely love the 84 volt because I can push it as hard as I want, and I'm not worried about range at all.
Okay.
But in terms of just being able to push the wheel as hard as I want to get to where I want to, that's gonna have to be the MS Pro.
Okay.
When I say to get where I want to, I meant in terms of speed. So
Okay.
if I want to push to like, I don't know, 35 miles an hour quickly, I don't have to worry about that with the MS Pro at all. Whereas with the 84 volt, I know I can push it at 35, but the problem is you risk pushing too much because there's no torque to keep up with how much you're pushing. You see what I'm saying?
Okay, let me just tell you what the comment is. Jediah loves his 84 volt like I love my Camry. Yeah, they can hear it too, bro. Listen, I heard it when I was watching the videos. I was like, he still likes that 84 volt. And
Oh yeah, of course. I absolutely love the 84 volt.
because of the range, right?
The range is insane with the 84 volt, but not just the range though. Especially initially, you will the M Super Pro, if you've had an 84 volt, will make you love your 84 volt because it's so thick.
Okay.
You know, it's so thick, and heavy, etc. But the more you learn, the more you build your muscle memory and all that, you begin to love the MS Pro a little bit more. But honestly, in terms of just enjoyment, both wheels are amazing, but I would, as a beginner, as an intermediate rider, I'd still recommend an 84 volt.
Okay, so Two Slice, you good, man? He says he would recommend that 84 volt, so you good anyway, because that's what he's riding. Because honestly, those of us who look at it, and Showtime over here, she got an 84 volt too, so that's what she's rocking. Of course, it's not fair because she's rocking an 84 volt and she weighs a whole lot less. So, so it's not even fair. She could be out. She sits down in a wheel and it feels like she just hit turbo or something. She just takes off. So, but Ant, what if like right now you've been rocking that Z10, and we got a lot of people who love the Z10. But there's a lot of people who have bad feelings about the Z10. So
the Z10 is okay. It's an okay wheel. It's not the best. It's
Put a lot of love to that wheel.
The Z10 is strong in being waterproof and in bad weather. It's strong in that, but it's not like powerful going up hills. It's not. There's a lot of. It has a lot of problems.
Okay. Yeah. But honestly, people were talking about hoping that they were going to do a version 2, but I don't see it in the cards. I think they're jumping right to something else. I don't think that version 2 is. my friend Anna. Hi Anna. Hope you're feeling better. I
think the Z10 could be great if they just like upgraded it. Like raise the voltage on it, the watt hours on it. I think it could be a great wheel. Maybe make it a 19 or 18 instead of a 17.
Okay.
It's 4 inches wide. Like he said, it's like the all-terrain wheel. It's like pretty nice. It's just not in comparison to other wheels for for the comparison.
But the problem I have, and wait, hold on. Please come down to Florida for the summer. Yeah, I wish I could. Yo, two Slice.
Figure out how to sell these things.
Two Slice, if you could get us to Florida, look, we'll come to Florida. My question to you, though, hold on, let me put that up. But now that you said that, is there a place in Florida to rent wheels? Because I want to do that here. Right?
Yeah.
Because
that'd be awesome.
When you travel, we can't bring our wheels with us because of the batteries. So is there a spot down there that you know of that we can rent wheels? Because if so, when Corona is done terrorizing us, I definitely would be looking to do something like that. Rent a wheel down somewhere and make it happen. You know what I mean? So let us know. Hit us back in the comments and let us know. So oh, okay, that's just how to hit that. Got it. Okay, it's a long answer. No. Okay, gotcha, buddy. So, but Ant, let me ask you a question. If you had the opportunity right now, which wheel would you get?
I would probably get the MSP with the MSX motor.
Oh,
The one that E-Wheels has.
With
yeah,
the
I know
MSX,
exactly.
you mean the Super?
Yeah, there's another version of the M Super.
The
Yeah.
MSS, right? You talking about that one?
Well, in EUC service, they call it the MSS, but I don't know what E-Wheels calls it.
Right.
Yeah, the E-Wheels one I believe has a custom firmware. That's what they said. So,
Yeah. Yeah, because I seen the one on E-Wheels. It's not like the other ones. It's only on E-Wheels.
Yeah, so I mean that's what I would go with.
Okay. I'm just. Two Slice says, don't worry though. He's gonna have 2 wheels by September. Now he says possibly 3. Okay, so one wheels for
Yeah,
me.
a little
One wheels
bit.
for me. So I can ride that while I'm down
Still
there.
got a little way to go. Huh?
So Jediah, I can't
Oh
ask.
yeah.
He got company over there.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm on live.
Yeah, we can hear all that.
All right.
Jediah, you awake over there?
Yeah. Can you guys hear me?
You're frozen.
Yeah. You're frozen.
Your image is frozen. That's why I
Oh,
was
wow.
like, he ain't moving. I can hear you, but I can't see you.
I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
Try disconnecting your camera and connecting it back on the screen.
Let's do that.
All right, 2 Slice. Sounds good.
Oh, he disconnected. All right.
No, there you go. Okay.
Hey,
so
there it is.
I was trying to ask you, now that you have all 3 of those wheels right now and 2 of the newer wheels, which wheel would you ride right now? Not like if you could get another wheel, what would you get?
Oh, I see. Well, it would be exactly what your friend just said. It would be the because
combination
the
of the
thing
2
is,
you got.
It would be the 2,000 watt motor MSP from eWheels. Because honestly, I just wanted the MSP to cruise at 45 miles or 40 miles an hour, up to 45 miles an hour. And there's a YouTube channel, Wrong Way. You guys heard of Wrong Way, right?
Wrong Way. Shout out to Wrong Way.
So in Europe, they're pretty wild, man. How they, Europe, Russia, whatever, they're pretty wild with what they do with electric unicycles. And so I know there was a guy named Fantamos. Have you guys heard of that guy? Fantamos? No? So basically, on his channel, he was doing like a swap with the 100-volt MS Pro 100-volt MSX motor with the MSP, and he hit some crazy speed. And I'm not sure if that's what EUC Service is offering right now, but the wheel that he tested, which is the MSS from EUC Service, 45 miles an hour, bro. Like, that's pretty wild, and that's the wheel I get.
Hold on 1 second. I'm trying to pull somebody else in. Turn on your camera. Turn on your camera. We got a surprise guest. We got one more guest we're gonna pull in. Okay, there he is. Oh, he's out riding. Hold on. Let me pull you in. Hold on. Ready? Are y'all ready? It's the one, the only, the Panda. Panda. What's up, Panda?
How you guys doing today?
We're doing good, man. Look at you. You out riding. What are you riding?
Yeah. What am I riding? Monster.
The Monster. With your custom battery pack?
Well, yeah. All right. I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna sit down and we can chat. How you guys doing today?
We're good. We're good. Go find a spot to chat. So for those of you who don't know, I'm gonna let you know that's Archie, aka the Panda Man. The Panda has been around in the EUC game, not just riding wheels, but he makes his battery packs to extend the energy in his wheels. He's and we caught him while he was out riding, so he's stripping off his gear so he can talk to us. But Panda, he knows a lot about batteries and the energy that it takes to run the wheels. And I'm sorry, forgive me, everybody, first of all, because I keep looking down at the screen. I forget. I need to look up so y'all can see what I'm talking. But Panda has been riding for a long time.
Can you see me? Actually, you know what?
we can
Yeah, we can see you. That's actually the best view.
And we can hear you. So Panda, how long have you been riding?
I have been riding relatively. I'm relatively new to this.
Hold on, you're
I
echoing
started
now.
in October 2018 because I was waiting for the 100-volt version of the Monster.
2018?
You know, I was riding skateboards, electric skateboards, and building some skateboards and custom batteries and Kali and Evolve, long head boy. And eventually I met Deshaun in New York. It was end of 2017.
Okay.
And I seen him riding his Monster 84, and he told me that he's getting prototype of the 100 volt. So I, said, okay, can I try it? And he took me to his office, which we were charging there. And I tried, I stood on it by the wall, and I was so scared of that thing. And I said, this is crazy. But he told me that it will change my life.
Was he right?
And, yeah, I mean, it was so, it's very addictive. It's like, like skateboarding, it's very addictive.
Right.
But I think this is as close as to flying as you can get, because
I like that.
feeling that you're falling, but somebody sort of holds you, or you're not falling.
Yeah.
Then we did a group ride. I was still on the skateboard, and I saw this guy, big like me, and he was that. He had a electric cigarette, and he was sitting, and I'm like, dude, I have to have that. So then I called Dimitri in New York at UC Wheels, and we kind of talked about getting the wheels. So I got the Monster in October, and I started riding. At the beginning, it was okay. It took me about 2 days to ride it. It took me about 10 days to ride seated. But
that's not
easy. Couldn't ride. But you know what? I couldn't ride for a long time. It just hurt so much. I would ride 7 minutes. And I'm coming from electric skateboard where I would ride 10 hours a day, and I wouldn't mind. It just, I couldn't do it. But later on...
Yes, that's the Panda. Somebody asked, was that the actual Panda?
And, then I became addicted, and, now I do around 10,000 miles a year.
Wow.
Yeah, I have, and I am not even the one that rides the most. There are people that ride more than me.
Well, I'm still a baby in the game. I just reached 500 on this EUC.
500.
Well, it's my third wheel, and I'm like, okay, I put a little on each one, but I just reached 500.
Yeah.
Video coming soon. What have I learned in 500 miles on my 16X? I have to let you know. So, Archie, how many wheels have you had?
So I only, when Tishon told me what to get, he said you should get Monster. And a lot of people told me don't get Monster. It's the biggest wheel. It's the hardest wheel to learn, and blah blah blah. But I'm a big guy, so I tried. I tried to stand on MSX. I tried to stand on a M10 and MCM, and it just, even on the V8, when I stood on it, it felt like my legs gonna fall off somewhere. So the Monster was the Monster was the right fit. It just there's a big chunk between my legs that I can depend on. So my first wheel was Monster 100 volts. I did about 5,000 miles, and I broke the axle on it. So God sent me a new one as a man, and I built it. Then I bought one more, and now I bought two more, and I just was thinking always about making it more battery, more packs, etc., etc. So
well,
now I'm trying to make a 250 mile wheel for somebody who weighs
there you go.
with all the stuff 300 pounds.
That's what we need because I'm no little guy. I weigh a lot, and I need a wheel that can handle all this.
Right, but there is this balance, right, between having the wheel which is light and nimble and can pass nicely, and then you have the wheel which is totally imbalanced because you have a lot of batteries in it.
Yeah.
It's heavy. And then it comes to the point when you have a heavy rider with a lot of batteries in it, you overload the wheel and it's sluggish. Like, if I have a wheel speed, I would probably use some sort of high discharge batteries that can give you a lot of current but are very light.
You guys see what just happened? As soon as he started talking about technical, then he goes into the zone. Well, and then we can just up this and up that. I can see your wheels turning there, Archie. You're already thinking about how to edit something. Just make me a super wheel. Can you just make me a super wheel?
It's actually funny. David asked me this morning when it's enough, right? And I was like, it's never enough.
No.
It's like, for me, it's not even about having it. I love the process of designing it, like building the spaces, putting lights on it, making it bigger. Safe, obviously safe. Make it safe. That's the most important thing. And I think safety is also the issue of today's discussion, guys. So,
well, actually, now that you mention that, we're getting off because our love for EUCs is just that's what brings us together. But safety gear is what I wanted to talk about today. I wanted to make sure that everybody talks about. Like now Archie, you're out riding. Where's your knee pads? Where's your elbow pads?
Okay. I had
got him.
I was petty. I had the armor. They called me a Robocop.
Yeah.
I had the same what you had, the focusing, the knee pads, etc. And I learned that when I have that, I am doing crazy stuff. I go fast, I jump from the curbs, and I fall. And it's not me that gets damaged, but the wheel gets damaged. So today I'm like, I'm gonna go. So in fact, I did like maximum 25 miles today. I went to Home Depot, then I went to get a bubble tea, but they closed it down.
But Archie, you got your wrist guards and your helmet, which is definitely the biggest things that you need, the things you need the most. But you gotta have those elbows and knees. You gotta have them.
He's got the puff coat on.
Yeah, the puffy coat. The puffy coat's nice, but that puffy coat's gonna shred when you slide.
It does. You know what? This is one thing that I damage the most. My pants and jackets. They are just trashed. And in fact, I went to bank and I wanted to give because I got some masks and some gloves. And I wanted to give it to the people at the bank because they have absolutely nothing. And I told them that next time I go there, I bring them something. But they were closed already. So, it's a cushion now.
Oh, that's your cushion.
Awesome.
Okay.
Actually, these masks Godfrey sent me for our community. But the problem is that we don't want to meet up now, right? So.
No. Well, where's mine at? You got a mask. Where's my mask at?
Come to Boston and come get it. I don't think you, as a serviceman, have a problem to get the mask.
I know it should be issued.
Yeah, I got a couple masks.
That's good.
So,
You know, these masks are okay. They are
oh,
nothing like
Dan
they
95.
are
no, they're
they are
definitely
not
not
a
N95.
95. So I mean, it's good to have it when you ride, but with the glasses, the helmet, it's
Yep.
all fogged up.
Yeah.
Especially if
I just put down my face shield.
yeah,
people looked at me like I'm crazy. I rode the wheel the other
yeah,
day and I went to
but do it
yeah,
at
there you
night,
go.
right? Do it at night, right? So
Put your shield down. That's all you got to do.
yeah,
I
it's
was
not.
riding the other day and I went into Lowe's and I had to grab something and I didn't have a mask with me because I left it, but then I'm like, wait a minute, I have my helmet on. So I just walked around with my helmet and everybody looked at me like I was crazy, but I
You
had
know,
my wheel back here in my helmet. I was good to go. But let me throw out the questions. We didn't go through them one by one, but do you always gear up? And I can answer that for Archie. No.
not
Jediah.
always.
Jediah.
Sometimes.
Do you? Do you always gear up?
Do I what?
Always gear up.
Um,
Yeah.
well, yeah. No, absolutely, absolutely. I always have. Well, there was a time where I was training my little one how to ride the V5 in the tennis court,
This is for you guys in
and
the
I took.
comments too. Do you always gear up? Go ahead.
I didn't have my gear on.
Uh
Uh,
huh.
I mean, I wasn't speeding.
Okay. Well, I have to answer to that one too. That's the only time I didn't have my helmet on. I had the rest of my gear on, but I was riding in the tennis court with my daughters on the and they had their hoverboards, and their hoverboards only go 8 miles an hour. So I was like, well, 8 miles an hour is nothing. So I wasn't worried about it. But that was probably the only time recently I rode without my helmet. And
Yeah, but
Ash,
if I'm ever on the street, absolutely.
Ash, what about you? You always gear up when you go out?
Um, yeah, I can say for the most part, I always gear up, and I know I just said for the most. That being said, like I usually, when I don't want to wear all the padding, I just throw the jacket with all the pads in it. Always wear the wrist guards because I think that is probably one of the most important pieces of the safety gear that a lot of people like overlook. Um, Me saying that as an observant of all the people around me that have fallen.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, so I do think that you should wear another thing that I think you failed to mention in your video for safety,
Mm-hmm.
eyes,
True.
because once you
True.
reach up to a certain speed,
Yep.
I don't wear glasses on the norm, so having something like come in your eye like a bug, a gnat, or something like that, you don't realize it
It
when you have an open face
it'll throw
helmet.
you all off. It'll throw you all
Yeah,
off.
it really does, like sand or gravel from another vehicle or something like that.
Yep.
But as you know, the knee pads are
Woo.
definitely needed, especially if the wheels
Was that a dig?
are
Was that a dig at me? Was that a dig
No,
at the knee
I'm just
pads?
saying because like Panda, he's over there saying like, he's like, whatever, I don't need gear because I ride whatever. But a cutout is something unexpected.
Yep.
And watching someone with
she
a cutout
watched me.
it's just like you can't control anything on the landing.
No.
It's just like it was just forward free falling,
Yep.
and
And
that
it hurt.
6 to 9 inches is just deadly at
Yep.
28 to 35 miles an hour,
So
So I
for those
from
of
all
you
of
who
you.
don't know, I was riding in Boston. Me and Ashley were in Boston with
Yeah.
Jediah, and we were riding around in his territory, and we were having a good time, and we went across a bridge. If you didn't see my video, unfortunately I didn't catch it on video because the memory card got shredded, so it didn't work. But I fell doing, I don't know, 20 something. I don't know how fast we were going, and I didn't have
You
my
try to
knee
keep up with
pads.
me.
I didn't have my knee pads on because I left them in the car trying to get dressed real fast. And I had everything else on but my knee pads, and that was not pretty. Shredded all the skin off my knees. But John
Yeah.
But
Michael,
imagine if you have them, and imagine if you slide under that semi.
Oh yeah, I'll be dead. I would be
Oh,
dead if I
his
would have
hand was
slid under that
inches away
semi.
from the semi. I watched it.
Yeah, I was on the side of the road. We were crossing the bridge, and the cars were going. And when we hit the bump, I was seated, and we hit the bump. And as we went over the bump, the machine cut off, and I just went boom, boom, and then my camera slid out into the road and got ran over by an 18 wheeler. And I was that close to sliding into the road myself. So
Oof.
that was very nerve wracking. But I was glad I had all the rest of the gear. My chest I
Right.
just slid on my chest. My hands, I slid. I was like, man, if I had knee pads on, I would have been all good. But John
Yeah.
Michael said he learned to gear up because he was riding his moped and fell off at 40 miles per hour. I know
Ah,
that sucked, brother, because I was only doing
yeah,
20 something, and that was painful, very
yeah.
painful. But so gear up. That's everybody's saying that they usually do. Also, what safety gear do you guys wear? So you guys in the comments, type up what safety gear you guys wear. You guys, if you saw the video I just posted, I usually wear now. I have the armored jacket that has the shoulders, elbows, the back, and everything, and the armored pants that has everything built in. And I just throw those on. I like doing that. It's a lot easier to throw those on than it is to put on individual parts and pieces. And I love the helmet. But what's your favorite safety gear, Jediah?
Probably his helmet.
What did you say?
Probably your
He fell
helmet.
asleep.
Yeah, the helmet. That's my favorite part. Is the helmet. But honestly, it's the helmet and gloves.
Yeah.
That's my favorite
I,
because
I,
even if
I,
yeah, even when riding, even though I'm like very confident with how I ride, I always imagine if I fall right now, I have to use my hands. So it has to be gloves and helmet.
Okay, gloves and
Awesome.
you know,
helmet. Archie?
the guards, the knee guards, they are good. But what I noticed that on a monster, especially the one that I have because I have it a little bit wider,
Yeah.
every time I sit down, it got caught,
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
behind those pads. So it slows down your reaction.
Uh-huh.
That's
yeah.
true. But
And that that is something, as I said, we discussed this morning, right? At the beginning, I was pushing 40 all the time, doing crazy shit, and then later on, I'm like, I don't need those chills anymore. It's like I learned hard way. I got hit by a car
Ooh.
in January.
Oh.
Last year,
They got hit by a car.
I got caught in the tree. I fell, and I had my
so
gloves.
crazy.
And my finger got slipped inside the glove, and I trash it, and
Oh
my
yeah, I
dental
remember that
was
one.
sticking out. So it was no fun. So I'm like, I just take it easy. I mean, when it's nice and empty, yeah, I go to 37, 38. But I also learned that if I push it really hard, I'm a heavy fat guy, so it's like you
Risk.
Yeah.
cannot get real.
You
It's
got to be
it's like
careful.
I'm expecting the wheel to perform all the time great, and I know it's not gonna happen all the time great. In fact, I did, and we had a video I posted yesterday on the Telegram. When I did 40 miles, and I did so quickly it was basically from 20 miles to 40 to 0 within 8 seconds.
Oh
Okay,
wow.
I felt and I slid and I kept sliding.
Whew.
Yeah, so no knee pads, just
Oh.
slid.
See? I
But
can't.
I
I don't even want
but
to
I
try that anymore.
I think I would love to maybe get a motorcycle pants and motorcycle jacket
That's what I
because
Yeah.
they are
have.
pet.
Yeah, that's what I have. That's what I was saying. I think those are probably the best because you just throw them on and they don't have extra pieces and parts sticking off or strapping. They're just built
It's for
in.
for
When
the
I got the Fox
folks.
racing jacket, it was sticking out like this, and when I fell, it rolled out.
Ah,
Even though I tied it, it wasn't covering.
mm,
Like when we were riding with Jedediah in New York, right? I had that jacket on me. It still didn't really help.
ah.
So
Well,
I mean,
But they have these. What I've been looking for is because I love my shin guards. They look
yeah.
awesome. They feel great, but they move a lot. You see what I'm saying? So one of my subscribers, he said, just go online on eBay and look for motorcycle jeans. And what
Yeah.
they come
Yep.
with
It's
a
just like.
protective. They come with the protective knee guards or knee
Mm-hmm.
pads or whatever, and that's awesome. So I'm definitely looking at these
Yeah.
and jacket. So it feels like you have nothing on, but
Yep.
you're protected.
But that's what
I have
the pants that I was talking about. That's how they are. I just got the pants first because the pants also protect from rain, but they're same thing, has built-in knee guards. It even has built-in hip guards. I was like,
Yeah,
oh
I saw
yeah,
that. Yeah.
I love it. I love it. So
there's an
Ash, you
alternative
didn't get a
way of
chance to tell us
getting
what
some.
your favorite was. What's your favorite safety gear?
There's an alternative made by
Finger.
G-Form, which is for skaters.
Okay.
It's a company made in Rhode Island, and it's basically a foam that you can put under pants.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
And it's softer gel. Obviously, nothing compares to hard ABS plastic. If you fall on it, you slide on it, right? But if you have this foam, at least it absorbs some of the stuff, and especially around the area
Yeah.
around your waist. You
Yep.
know,
All of
uh,
those hip pads help good. If you got the foam in there, it'll help. It'll help a lot because falling, that's one of the hardest things. When you land on your hip, you land on your side, you without those pads, it's so painful. So painful. Oh, and as a matter of
there's
fact,
also yep.
some of the guys in the comments, I know we haven't got to your comments, guys, but I see them, and I know if you guys are on your other devices, you can see them too. Several of the guys are made comments about their pads and stuff.
Yeah. A lot of
I,
people are saying like get the motorcycle
yeah,
outfit.
yep.
I mean,
And I
I
wish
mean,
I had put a picture of mine in here so I could put it up on screen, but I love it. I absolutely love my jacket and my pants.
yeah. I mean, if financial is an issue, I think a lot of times it's like discomfort. Like UStride had commented saying that it moves.
Hmm.
I notice if I know I'm gonna ride like for a good portion of the day, I'll put my padding underneath my clothes, like
Hmm.
like underneath my jean, like a light pair of jeans or what have you, and then like a long sleeve shirt or something like that, and then I feel like it doesn't move. But
Yeah.
then it's hard to remove, but you know what I mean. I feel like it's more safe that way. But if you do fall, you're gonna ruin your clothes.
You're like the only one I know that does that. Like as a matter of fact, one of my
Wait,
subscribers
wait, wait.
made a
Knows
comment.
anyone that does what?
She's the
That
only
does
one that
what?
wears her gear underneath her clothes. She wear.
Yeah.
Well, actually, if you look closely,
Mhm.
I think when Coogee Rose went to France, he had
Yep.
his knee pads under his jeans.
Oh,
Yeah, I
yep.
like
Yep.
that. Yeah.
Well, I don't like I said. She's the only one I know that does it. I know that a lot of people do. And one of my subscribers said something to me on one of the videos in regards to that. Is it? Oh, actually, no. It was because I bought it off of Amazon. So they asked the question and they sent it to me to answer. Is this something you can wear under a sweatshirt? And I'm like, absolutely. And it was talking about our armor, our body armor that we both have, Ash. And it was
Yeah.
a question about that. And I'm like, yeah, you put that body armor on and then throw a sweatshirt
I
over
mean,
it, you
you
good.
know, I'm sorry to cause trouble, but
Go for it.
if I have to wear these things, I'm not riding ever again. I'm sorry.
If you want,
I just, it's like I feel like the point of riding is to experience freedom.
right?
Yeah.
So if I have to wear gear like a real motorcyclist with like the spine guard and the front guard and the this and that. I mean, for me, that's defeating the whole purpose anyway. So there's nothing wrong with wearing it. There's absolutely nothing wrong with wearing that. But I think it goes based on everyone's experience, in my opinion. Because you can actually learn how to fall too, believe it or not.
Yeah, but you can't fall right to stop you from getting hurt. I don't care who you are. When you fall off of a wheel doing over 25, 30 miles an hour, it doesn't matter how good you are, it hurts. So if you ain't got gear on,
but
huh?
Well, no, I'm not against gear. I'm just saying, like, we have so many options now because of motorcyclists.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, instead of the front gear or the back gear, I just go with the motorcycle jacket that's reinforced and pants. You know.
Right.
Yeah.
My problem is that in the summer I
Yeah.
sweat a lot because I'm a big and fat guy, right? So if I put anything leather, anything warm,
Oh, it's gonna be
it just I rather not ride, you know.
Yeah.
So
Well,
I,
go ahead.
you know, I as I said, I don't mind to have the elbows, but even the elbows, the ones that I had on the armor, they were sliding back and forth. So
yeah.
to put it on the jacket, then I'm like, I this is what I think. I'm like, I have this nice jacket.
Yeah.
I have rather have that also protect the jacket, right? And and then when I do first holes in it and I patch it up, like putting stickers on it because I fell.
That was the green
And I'm
jacket
like,
Panda. Remember that green jacket Panda used to wear all the time?
Yep.
Well, one day I met up with him, and then there was no green jacket. I'm like, hey, what happened to the green jacket?
I bought listen, I bought two jackets. Okay? Two jackets. The first one I destroyed the second day. The second one I destroyed within a week after. I was so pissed because I was like, this is awesome. And I went to every Target. No, it wasn't Target, it was Marshalls. If they, in the area, if they might have them again because they were cheap. And I had the feathers all from it.
Yeah, the feathers are coming out. We're like patching it up with like tape.
I, you can do it to the point when you are like,
Yeah.
but I think that the padded are, I bought in Marshalls for like $50 Versace jeans that were motorcycle jeans.
There
They were
you
made
go.
by some company for Versace, and they had that ribbing, and I felt so many times from them, and nothing ever happened
Wow,
to
that's
the
sick.
knee part.
That's
Yeah.
what I
I
want.
shredded them on the side.
They're nice. And
Yeah, they
honestly,
were
I can.
awesome.
I'm gonna pull a picture up. Honestly, I can tell you that I already have some in my cart on Amazon, so I'm definitely gonna buy some. But
Somebody said a $40 helmet will save you a lot of
yeah,
money in healthcare if you happen to fall. And I wish Malvo was on the line to
yep.
attest to that.
No. Did you see the other one? You can see these when I put them up, right?
Right.
Okay, look at listen. This is the one that I was.
I
Can you
think
see
I
that
would
one?
tell people when they are getting helmets, okay, full face helmet
Yeah.
in a unicycle, it's a key, okay.
Yeah.
Uh, I understand when people bike on a regular bike, um, they have the handlebars to protect them, and they don't really need the. But when there's nothing and only your hands, 80% of the people when they fall, they don't even expect it, right? That there's anything. They don't register it because it's so fast
Yeah.
to put the hands there, and if you put the hands there, where you put the head. In
You
fact,
like that, huh?
this helmet fell so many times. This came off so many times. I even cracked it on the side, so yeah, I reinforced it with this thing back in 2016 on the skateboard. And I have one more at home, which is really nice. I got it from TSG as a, replacement for this one.
Hmm.
But I just like this one because this one it's still good. Um, of course, if I'm get hit by semi, this probably won't help me.
No, that's not gonna
But
help. That's not gonna help.
but most of my falls on the unicycle
Yeah.
were not on the
Yeah.
helmet.
Yeah.
Most
Yeah,
of my
same here. Same here.
most
I've
of
never
most of my
each fall. I've
skateboard,
never touched the helmet.
It's true.
Most of my
It's
skateboards.
I don't know whether it's because once you have the helmet, then you ride better. I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know. Look, remember I was telling you, I don't know if it's
Crazy.
because you got the nice helmet and you're like, oh, I don't want to mess it up. I don't know what it is, but ever since I got that nice full face helmet, nothing. But I mean, I'm just hoping that that's the way it's gonna stay. Look at Tony. You guys can see Tony's comment here that he fell, but that low battery, that's a danger, Tony. I tell you.
Oh yeah,
it's a
that's
danger.
Free fall.
I know mine was like what 30% or something, and I don't know. When it gets down below that, you gotta ride. You gotta ride real easy.
Especially if you're a little bit of too many cheeseburgers, above your weight.
Hey,
This guy.
me too. Hey, so a lot of comments here about full face helmets. I'm glad you guys are paying attention to that because that is definitely necessary. Oh, not that one. And okay, last question: S18 or V11? Ashley, let's start with you because you haven't chimed in as much here. What do you think?
I think they both serve different. It's just been depending on the specs what you're looking for. The S18, I think it's going to be a great wheel. With the shock absorbent, I want to know what that's going to do. And at a high speed maneuvering, because sometimes the shock can actually be counterproductive,
Yep.
V11, I think InMotion designs pretty good wheels. I just think that they fail to give higher speeds, but that I think it's because they're so much into the safety. That's why they impede on keeping the speed limits low. But we'll see. Based on everybody's reviews, we will see.
I know that I've already pre-ordered the V11, but I kind of want them both. Definitely want them both. And what's up, Adam? I love your comments, so I don't forget to say what's up to you. Appreciate you being there, brother.
Well, maybe I'll S18 then, and we'll see.
Yeah. So then we'll have them both, and we can switch off.
Right.
Jediah, what you getting?
Honestly, I'm not. Okay, so if I were to choose, it would be the KS18, mainly because it's a beautiful wheel, man. It's gorgeous, and I prefer how they set up the suspension where it's internal. It's not just two sides. It's not. I don't like the way how InMotion designed it. But anyway, besides that, it wouldn't be for me though. It would be just for review purposes. Yeah. Because I don't foresee myself ever using these wheels on the street, maybe in back roads, but definitely not the street because I mean, dude, like when I first got the MSP, I took it out for a ride just to feel it out, and I was already at 30 miles an hour, and I couldn't believe it. And so I don't know how I would ride that wheel, to be honest. But for review purposes, I would prefer reviewing the KS18 and backtracking, I guess, with the V11. But I don't know. They're interesting wheels, but just for review purposes, in my opinion, for me.
Yeah.
Okay. What about you, Archie?
Well, Jediah, I think you will have a chance to review the KS18, the 18S or whatever.
Are you getting one?
Now, because the guys in New York, they ordered 5 of them.
Oh, really? Wow.
So, it looks good. It reminds me of a race motorcycle, compared to the new one which came out yesterday, right? The veteran, the intelligent technology that when I look at it, it reminds me either a rigid power generator that you put in your garage.
Yeah.
Or it looks like a rigid toolbox that you put outside of your house. But we will see. I have to say that I agree on that feel about the suspension because when I used to mountain bike, there were bikes that I used that had full suspension, front suspension and no suspension. And for climbing uphill and be more responsive, I always loved hardtail because it felt that every time I need to put the power down and response, it was that, right? There was no dampening between the legs and the actual contact with the surface. But here is the thing: when you are on the bigger wheel like Monster, if you go into any sort of imperfection on the road, because you're so high, you lean forward, the wheel's not gonna, even though you go, you can go nicely over certain bumps, but when the bumps are too big, you're gonna fall way faster than on a smaller wheel.
Well, listen, right now we're gonna have to just say that this is what we think because we don't know yet. So let's see. Yeah. And Two Slice, you're asking about the V11 hitting 35 miles an hour. Yes, they did they changed the batteries that they're putting in it and they upped the speed to 35.
They did.
Yes, they changed the cells that they're putting in it and they upped it to 35. I knew they were going to do that already, and I was asking. I had a conversation via email and text with one of the VPs there, and he was saying that he didn't know. He's like, I'm not sure. I'm checking with I'm like, I heard already, and then he got back to me. He said, "All right, you were right." I said,
so I have a question. I have a question.
What's up?
I haven't looked into the wheels yet, but do you know if there'll be a 50% throttling on both wheels?
Don't know yet. That's one of the things they were still talking about. EVX is in the house. What's up, buddy? No, it's 35. That came from them, but will we be able to do 35? I doubt it, EVX. I know, but I'm sure InMotion is going to throttle it probably more than others, but they may have learned how to do that so that we can. And Mickey says 80% throttle, and he's probably
80,
right.
80% throttle. What do you mean?
I think at 80% is when it's going to start throttling when your wheel reaches 80% of the battery. That's what I'm assuming.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like I said, that's one of the things that I was looking at. I was just because when they said 31 miles an hour was what they were putting it out as, it didn't make sense to me. I'm like 31 is like that's what my 16X is already. That's its upper range.
Because the thing I like about Gateway is, and I just released a video about this, not to promote myself, but
go for it, bro.
the thing is, what I really like about Gateway is, and Panda can speak better to this than me, but I can push this wheel to 30 miles an hour at like 10%, 18% under load.
Yeah.
These wheels can't even come close to that. I mean, I just can't understand what the drive is to get those wheels, to be honest. Unless you're a new rider, unless you're an intermediate rider, because look, there's no range and there's no speed. So what's going on? So it seems like it's a pilot. To me, it seems like a pilot that they're pushing out there to see the response.
Okay, hold on.
I think it comes to the point when it's one company. It's their focus is on putting more extreme wheel out there, while the other one is going for the safety. And if you look at the concept of the wheels, King Song has better shells. They have stronger shells. They can withstand more beating, right?
Yep.
Monster shell, it's the worst of them all.
Yeah.
MSX, it's also not the best. I think the Tesla shell is pretty good.
Yeah, pretty good.
But it's also more compact. So, you don't have any big open spaces. Now, there's another wheel coming from Gateway, which is going to be in a couple months. It's called Assassin. It's going to be 19 to 20 inch wheel. We call it Mini Monster. It's going to have a suspension.
Mini Monster.
So that's going to be another. Obviously, they talked about it for last 4 or 5 months about this wheel to be released.
Well, Archie, one of the guys in the chat is saying he thought Emotion had the best shells. I think they do.
Emotion does.
They have the
Emotion
best
absolutely
shells.
does.
Real talk,
Yeah, they
you're
do.
right, man.
There's a point.
Emotion.
There's a point when you have too much shell and not enough battery. You know
Well,
what
true.
I mean?
True. Yo, EVX, yes, it is streaming on YouTube and Facebook. Yeah, but I think that Emotion has the best shells. And then next in line is the 16X back here. The shell is so solid. I would honestly say
16X and even the 18X shell was, was very good.
Yeah. So it would be In Motion, then King Song, and then I guess I would have to say, well, I was
Don't be ashamed. It's okay. You can say it. The thing is, a lot of people are basing it on the old.
No. I was gonna say Gotway, but we're forgetting about the Z10.
What about the Z10?
Yeah,
I know, right?
The
it's
Z10
like 600.
is a beast.
I have this video that I don't know why I haven't posted it yet, but the Z10 I think is the most misunderstood wheel out there because when it came out, all right, it was literally, in my opinion, Ninebot's way of trying to catch up to everything that's going on, right? And they did an amazing job at promoting that.
Yeah.
But when you got on it, it was like, what? Like, what? So I think that wheel was meant for off-roading because if you look at all of the marketing, it was all off-roading.
But was it really meant for off-roading? Because Ant doesn't weigh that much.
Welcome, EVX.
I mean, it's like 900 watt hours. So it was
It was promoted. And in all their marketing, for the most part, it was all off-roading. I didn't even see one marketing where it was someone
off-roading.
Huh?
It was basically promoted way before.
Anytime hit an incline, he had to walk it up the hill. So it wasn't even like for that.
Well, that's when people like me sleep on it.
Yeah, exactly.
But they promoted for 2 years basically that they're gonna come up with it.
Yeah.
But when you come to the point of where the market was going, where basically Segway, at that time, Ninebot makes scooters for Lime and all these other companies. They knew where the market is. So you're gonna invest a lot of money in the unicycles where you see that somehow back in 2014, 2013, when you start having the first unicycles in US on the street, not just some enthusiast riding it, but when you saw several people riding a unicycle, they were usually much smaller shells, cheap plastic, and at that time they were talking about bigger wheels, more range, more power, right? It started at.
But we're always talking about that. It doesn't seem like the conversation ever changes. It's always I need more speed, I need more range. Like you said, more is never enough. But hold on a second, Archie. EVX said, "Hey, let's troll Coogee and attach a GoPro to our pedals and do for all our videos going forward." You know what's funny is the video I posted earlier today. I was supposed to put a clip. I did that. I didn't attach it, but I put my GoPro down on my my Insta360 down there, and I was like doing it, and I was gonna do it just for Coogee, but I left that clip out by mistake because I was editing so fast trying to get to this. So we will go forward. I'm gonna have a clip in everyone. But he said just do the entire video on the pedal. EVX, you stupid. So I can tell you that I wanted the Z10 because my first time riding, the first day I rode, I was trying to ride the M Super and I couldn't quite get it. And then I stepped on the Z10 and I was like, oh, this is easy.
Well, that's the thing. Yes,
so
you're
wide.
right. Actually, it's designed like that. When I first got on it too, at up to 15 miles an hour, I was able to turn like I normally would. But past 15 miles an hour, dude, when I tried to turn, I almost flew off because it wasn't turning with me. So when I saw Tashawn, when I saw how Tashawn and Chris was riding it,
right,
I had to ask him, like, how are you riding this thing? I still couldn't ride it. Like, I'm like, you got to be kidding me.
It's not for everybody. It really
It's
is.
not for everybody.
It takes a different kind of style. Before I forget, Ashley, they're asking what's your YouTube channel, so you need to start one. She don't have one yet.
Showtime 0023.
Oh, you already got it up? Okay. Now she's gonna make videos. Showtime 0023. So this is I rode the Z10 and it was great, like you said, for going straight. When I got on it, it was like being on a big platform and I just went straight. But for turning, it wasn't that easy. And I think probably my best comparison was recently I watched that live stream with Mad Pack, and they were in Fees K and these guys, and they were actually I think it was the other one. They were talking about the difference in riding the 16X and the Z10, and the 16X is probably the closest to it if you got the bigger tire, the thicker tire on it. It's the way you ride is different than the way you ride other wheels, because they're throwing those wheels around, and it's great to throw the wheel around, but when it has a fatter tire, the wheel kind of tells you a little bit like, okay, hey, come this way. Hey, come that way.
I rode the 16X, and honestly, so I've ridden the 16X, the 14D, the KS, forgot 16. Mm-hmm. I rode the KS 18L and XL. The 16X is the only wheel from Kingsong I feel is close to Gotway. Like the first time I got on it, I was like, holy moly, like what? Like this literally felt like a Gotway machine. Like the torque was there, the comfort was there, the speed was there, everything was there. But up to a point, right? Up to 50%. And then
that was the problem. Once you get a certain, it's like, oh wait, I can't. You know, the wheel is like, hey, that's enough.
You know, the 16X reminds me of Nicola a little bit. I think the MSX is more nimble, even though the Nicola has a little bit faster acceleration on this, 100 volts. But because the Nicola is so wide, it feels like there is a chunk of something that it's not big enough under your feedback. It just the Nicola has the feel that you basically it's wide and you have nothing, no contour going down. So it feels like there's a log that you have to move and push your feet against. It's like when you're riding motorcycles, right? You move your legs back and forth. When you lean down, you go and your body moves basically. And I had a feeling that on the Nicola, I couldn't really do that. It kept me being in that position instead of allowing me to move the legs. And with the Monster, I am actually pretty good because I can.
You do that, EVX. Go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
But I didn't mind the 16X. I think for jumping on steps and stuff like this. It's a good wheel. I do have sometimes stop riding on the MSX because I feel that I'm just too narrow for me.
Yeah.
But again, that's because I started on. I talked to Daniel yesterday from Poland, right? He used to service. And he was asking me what was my first wheel, and I told him Monster, and he couldn't believe it. I said, "Oh, no wonder you like the Monsters." And I said, "Yeah, I'm spoiled, and I just start with that, and I think I will stick with that. Unless there is something that is bigger, faster."
Right.
Well, let me ask you a question, Archie. Somebody in the comments was asking about the mini Monster. I know that's not what we're here for. We're supposed to be talking safety gear, but we already talked about that. So the mini Monster, they're asking for details, and you had a couple of specs that you spit out.
No details given yet. To what I know, it's supposed to have a suspension.
Really?
It's supposed to be 20-inch, but
Okay.
you know what? They probably gonna use the same motor what they are using now in the MSP,
Okay.
which is the motor. The motor in the MSP has a long powertrain. The motor would be much stronger if it has proper power in it. A lot of more current because it's a more powerful motor. You need more power. You need more current. You need batteries that can out more power, and they didn't do that. So
Well, we'll
you
see.
know,
Again, all of this is speculation. That's how I look at it because I think that most people, most companies, they come up with all this stuff and they say this, that, and the other thing, and then it's not until you get the production model in your hand or under your feet and you get to really ride it do you really see what it's like. I'm happy that I got the MSX, but I'm ready for something else. So I'm hoping. I think that's the thing with the innovation with the V11 and the S18. It's something new, something different, and it's not just fast, fast, fast. It's different, and I don't know if they're going in the right direction, but it's definitely something that is opening up the conversation, and that's what I'm happy about. It's innovation. So we shall see.
and you
We
know
shall
what?
see.
And I am totally fine sticking with monsters for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
Probably.
Well,
You know,
I can't say
I don't
that.
mind. I know
It's
not
like a
ideal
car.
wheel. It's not ideal wheel. It's not for everybody.
No.
I get that. But for my long drive,
Yeah, it's
listen,
definitely.
I sit on it. I take a nap on it.
What do you get on that? Like 1,845 watt hours, I think, right? On the Monster?
For the battery.
Yeah.
So my Monster has a 3100 inside. I am building additional, additional 1200 inside, and I have another 3000 in my backpack. So
So you could probably make it to us from
Yeah.
Boston.
He could.
I can to you and back.
Wow.
Yo, his battery pack is crazy. He looks to think about it, like I see him like the mad inventor riding around with his backpack and
The battery pack is exactly the same thing what's inside my wheel. So it's
a second wheel.
15 kilos of battery in my backpack as well as 15 kilos in my wheel.
All I hear when you say that is like explosion, boof, and fire.
I mean, I might have to order one of those when you put it up.
Hey, without anything, the wheel is 37 kilos. So multiplied by 2.2, and you are around almost 90 pounds or 85 pounds.
Okay.
Right? Then add to it additional 34 pounds in your backpack, and then you go. And then it goes to the point when you're so heavy that the wheel is not efficient enough.
No.
Yeah.
No. But yeah, I mean, I did the other day, as I was saying, 130 miles.
Panda could build wheels. Okay, listen, guys. Listen, we are at an hour and 32 minutes already. So I think that this conversation is going to have to continue another day. I'm glad that everybody stopped by. Appreciate you guys in the comments. Definitely stay connected as always. ThaBlackCobra, I'm on YouTube and Facebook. UStride, you can catch him on YouTube and Facebook as well. Ashley's over here at Showtime 0023. And Archie, I don't even know what yours is.
What did you say? I couldn't hear you.
Your YouTube, or your Facebook, something so that people can find you.
I have the Escape Riders group on Facebook and the UC Boston, and I'm happy. I am more passive lately than active.
Find them on Telegram. That's where you find them most. So, anybody in the chat?
I started it in 2016, and I was on it every day. It just, your mind goes on it every single day, every weekend, left and right. And now I just leave it alone and I go for a ride and chill. And I have other people to do it for me. So, and then I
Yeah,
just go and
well,
say, no, this is not right. No, this is not yet.
we'll find you, or they'll find you, Archie. I mean, they're looking
And,
for you. Somebody in the comments asked what your information was. So this is all I want to say is I'm glad you guys came by. I'm glad you guys took the time out to talk. This is fun to me because we don't get to usually talk to people who feel the same way that we feel, especially up here in Massachusetts. I'm in Springfield. She's in Springfield. Those two are far away from us in Boston, so it's different for us.
Maybe we can get the UK up here, West Coast, California,
That's it.
Arizona.
We got somebody from UK in the chat, but I'll see you
Hey,
guys on the next one. Hey, Panda, be safe.
yeah,
Ride safe out there, buddy. All
I
right?
will. Hey
Yeah,
guys,
right safe, Panda.
All right.
you
I will
know,
see you next time,
when
Panda.
all this gonna be over, we're gonna make nice big group rides. We're gonna have some good steaks and
Now I'm
you
hungry.
know,
Okay. So, you, for
Texas,
all
Texas, you
three
know
of
the
you,
house right there.
oh,
somebody wants to ride in New York. We could do a Brooklyn Bridge EUC meetup. That would be amazing.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, we go from here. We right there from here.
Oh,
Oof.
It's 243 miles from
no, we ain't
Boston.
going that. We ain't going that far, Panda. That's you and
That
in your
battery pack
backpack.
and I'm on my way.
Yeah.
Can bring the you can bring the generator with you.
Yeah. No, I'm good with that. All right, guys. You guys have a good night. Thanks again for taking out the time, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Wait. Oh, what happened? I lost one. Okay, there we go. All right. So you guys tuning in. All I can say is thank you. I appreciate you guys who tuned in. I appreciate you guys in the comments. Thanks again to UStride. Thanks again to Showtime, Ashley, and Archie, the Panda. I appreciate you guys coming through. And let's not forget Eclectic Aesthetic, Anthony. He had to go, but we appreciate you too, brother. Thank you very much. We're glad you're healing up. Glad that people were able to help you when they could. And until next time, be safe out there. Wear all your safety gear. Peace.